It's the spring of 1942. Just a few months after Pearl Harbor, war is raging in the Pacific. The Japanese Empire is expanding rapidly, and with every new territory it conquers, Japanese forces are seizing unimaginable amounts of treasure. Japan's empire stretches across much of Asia, and everywhere its armies go, they loot. National banks, private homes, silver, gold, and jewels, nothing is spared. And with this wealth, the Philippines becomes an essential location. The Philippines, with its strategic island location and many ports, becomes a perfect transshipment point. The Japanese consolidate their stolen treasures there, planning to send it all back to Japan. But as the war turns in favor of the Allies, this vast hoard of treasure remains hidden on the islands. By late 1944, General Douglas MacArthur returns to the Philippines with 200,000 troops, fulfilling his famous promise. Facing him is the notorious Japanese General Tomoyuki Yamashita, a brilliant strategist tasked with defending the Philippines at all costs. After the US drops atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan surrenders on August 15, 1945. But General Yamashita and his troops don't surrender for another 17 days, hiding out in the mountains of Luzon. What were they doing during this time? Many believe they were burying their treasure. The legend of Yamashita's gold takes root. The story goes that hundreds of millions of dollars in treasure were hidden in tunnels across the Philippines, waiting to be discovered. Decades later, the story takes an unexpected turn. Enter Ferdinand Marcos, the dictator who ruled the Philippines for over 2 decades. In 1986, he was overthrown in a popular uprising, but not before being linked to this legendary treasure. The Marcos chapter of the story begins with a man named Rogelio Rojas. In 1961, Rojas, a poor but determined treasure hunter, meets a Japanese man who claims to know where one of Yamashita's treasure vaults is located. With a map in hand, they begin digging. In 1970, Rojas obtains a permit to excavate near his hometown of Baguio. The local judge who grants him the permit? None other than a relative of the Marcos family. Rojas and his team dig tirelessly, and finally, they hit the jackpot. They discover a 28-inch tall golden Buddha statue. But that's not all. Rojas claims to have found wooden crates filled with gold bars. It's a treasure haul beyond their wildest dreams. They decide to sell the Buddha to raise money for a larger excavation effort, but something strange happens. Rojas notices a faint line around the Buddha's neck. He removes the head, revealing a cache of cut and uncut diamonds hidden inside. But before he can sell it, Rojas is arrested. The police seize the golden Buddha, and Rojas is thrown in jail. Suspicion grows when Rojas realizes that the soldiers who arrested him are linked to Marcos. After 2 years in prison, Rojas is released, but the treasure is gone. Soldiers have been seen transporting wooden crates out of the tunnels near the hospital where he had been digging. Rojas is convinced that Marcos's men have stolen his treasure, but what can he do? He decides to take legal action, filing a lawsuit in Hawaii against Ferdinand Marcos. The lawsuit drags on for years, and in a suspicious turn of events, Rojas dies under mysterious circumstances. Officially, he succumbs. Court rules in favor of the Rojas family, awarding them $22 billion, the largest civil settlement in history. The court's decision not only validates Rojas's claim, but also confirms the existence of the legendary treasure. The long-held rumors of Yamashita's gold are no longer just a myth, they're real, and the treasure remains one of the most tantalizing mysteries of World War II.